Hello, this is Skit, and after some pre-season testing for the Texas Brick Brawl Season 7, there's been a lot to change about Haste's design. I'm not sure if you've seen the videos already, but it's on Scuff Roboticist's channel already. If you haven't watched that, go watch that first. It will reveal a lot about what I'm going to talk about today. So, this is Haste version 2.8, which is the most recent model up till the pre-fight, pre-season testing, and yeah, it was actually about 20 grams underweight, which I didn't know beforehand. So that's actually pretty good because the fights revealed a lot about what we have to change. So a couple things about the design that was revealed in those fights was these forks. While they were quite effective at the start, Battlefield actually managed to take off both of them, I think, in the first fight, and then one of them in the second fight, which means that the fork mounts actually need to be improved. And I'm not sure if you can see here. Let's just remove the fork mount. It actually only is joined by from one side, and the other side is actually just free hanging. So I really need to improve that, and that is a pretty big weak point that I overlooked for the design. Spinners are pretty powerful now, so they can really rip forks off if they come at an angle, like here. So I need to fix that. Another design flaw was that after the first hit, these armor bracings would just come off immediately. Need to fix that too, because obviously there's a bit of a latch here that that the vertical spinners can grab onto that just completely tethers off. And eventually these wheel guards ended up coming off because of these bracings. So I do need to change that too. Um, Same with these bottom ones. These bottom ones are not too bad, but mainly I actually use more rare parts. So these are half stud thick lift arms. There's a 6, and then this one's a 7. So these ones are a bit more less common than the design changes that I'm going to implement. Furthermore, the other issue was that the wire clips weren't very effective. As you can see here, this is also a half stud lift arm, and in here there's only about half a stud of the pin gripping into it, so that just came out, that moved to the right, and that just fell off. And then here it was just pivoting up and down around here because this one held in, but the front one came off, so the pins um, are quite vulnerable to being ripped off once this clip comes off. The last problem that was kind of exposed was the lifter. It actually broke right here, so I need to reinforce that too. And a very, very small problem was that once the bracings came off, the wheel would eventually come off. Yeah, so let's get into the changes that are made to improve haste. So this is version 2.9 now, and as you can see, I have highlighted all the changes in orange. So let's go then quickly. The fork mounts, you can't really change them too much. It's actually a bit hard with the design I've chosen for Haste right now, and since I don't have that much time, I've just put a bit of a lift arm here because they're mounted in here. The only way they can come out is if they're pushed left. And then hopefully this left arm will at least stop it a little bit. Obviously, it's not a permanent fix. I'll need to change that for Haste V3, but that will be something. For the armor bracings, I've added 7 length lift arms, and then out of the past the wheel guards, I've added 5 stud to kind of brace it together, so top and bottom extend past the wheels, and I've got some pins here that will hopefully stop these from coming out, at least for now. And then additionally, to avoid the robot being stuck on its side, these wheel axles have been changed to 8L axles with the stopper on the end. So hopefully that will also help the back wheel from like coming out once the bracing is gone. And yeah. With the lifter, I couldn't really change too much with it. Again, not much time, so I just changed to these 5x3 thin L-shaped lift arms. and hopefully that will help because there's a second part here, this little curve that also adds to the strength and rigidity of the lifter. I'm not honestly not too sure whether a horizontal spinner, because there are some in the field, will come and clip across the top here, but that is a problem I will have to deal with in version 3. Um, yep. And then for the wire clippings, it's a little bit not as efficiently built up here. I couldn't really find much to do, but with a lack of time, I just put a 15L alternating beam on, braced with an axle that goes through here. I changed one of these per alternating L2 with axle hole connectors to a 3 alternating with axle holes, so that can go through the left arm with a 3L stopper axle, and that will hopefully hold it in place for this side. And then up here it's a little bit scuffed, but honestly it's good for what I have right now. There's an axle which goes through here. This is actually the only 6L axle that I have on the bot now, because it's a bit more of a rare axle. And then there's a 2L lift arm that will just connect down to the bottom here where the buggy motor is. Hopefully that will stop it from coming out. And then to stop it from being pushed to the right, we've got a 1L lift arm, which is obviously just a spacer with a pin with a axle hull end to just keep that there. So these are all the changes, and yep, that's pretty much it for this video. I might as well just show you what it would look like without any of the highlights. That's what it'll be looking like. Obviously, it won't look exactly like this because of the colors, but this is generally how the bot will look like after all the changes have been made to it. So thank you for watching, and hopefully Haste does pretty well in Season 7, and I'd like to wish all the other competitors good luck.